Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't just like the TIS. If you like my video, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Bill Collective. I'm going to talk about Bill Collective episode, season 5, episode 6 and 7. Episode 6 started off with Glenn, I mean not Glenn, started off with Cliff going to visit Lakeisha at a Lakeisha Enterprise. And she said, "Oh, Cliff, you decided to come visit me. You decided to come tell me what's going on." He said, "Yeah, I want to visit with you because I want to talk." And he said, "Come in, sit down, come in, sit down." He came and sit down. He said, "What you going to talk about?" He said, "I know you upset because Glenn quit his job." He said, he said, but me and Glenn gonna be working together. We are gonna doing things together. I know you're concerned about him because he said he want to be an entrepreneur. He said, but you don't have to be concerned. Glenn got this. Glenn know what he's doing. And Lakeisha said, but look, by him quitting by him quitting that job, I had a breast exam and we need that for medical stuff and stuff like that. She said, that's why I want to know. She said exactly what is you and Clip gonna be doing. No, like I say, we're gonna be doing a lot of business together. And stuff like you said, what kind of business? What type of business? Well, I ain't gonna go into all that, but I'm just saying you ain't gotta be concerned. And she said, well, I do have to be concerned because I don't know what y'all doing. And he said, I keep telling you I have to be concerned. He said, yeah, I do have to be concerned. And then he kept on going back and forth. And then he said, well, some truck. He said, truck. She said, the Glenn going by a truck without telling me. He said, well, I thought you already knew about the truck. She said, I don't know nothing about the truck. See, that's what I'm talking about. Me and Glenn, and she said in the confession, me and Glenn were just getting back on good terms. He sneaking behind my back, buying trucks, doing this, doing that. What are y'all doing? And she said, well, like I said, I'm gonna still be concerned about Glenn and stuff. And she said, the Glenn sent you over here. He said, I just want to talk to you about that. And then his confession, he told me, ooh, I wish I would have never did that. I ain't getting involved with nobody else's marriage. I said, you was wrong for doing it in the first place, Cliff. You should have told Glenn to go ahead on and talk to his wife herself about him getting a business and then quitting his job and doing all this stuff. And then switch to the next scene. And the next scene was all of them getting ready to go to New Orleans, and and uh, Keisha was saying to her, she said, how you think the trip gonna be? I hope the trip be better than other stuff that we had and stuff. He said, I hope everything go right. She said, I hope everything go right with the bells too. And then and then JJ and Sophia was saying, we going on this trip to New Orleans. Ain't you excited? He said, yeah, I'm excited to go on the trip. Yeah, I'm excited to go on the trip. And she said, I wonder if Selena is coming. He said, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about the movie. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. And then Lakeisha asked Glenn, yeah, what you think about you? Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready to go to New Orleans. We go to New Orleans, have a good time, good time. She said, yeah, we're going down there to have a good time there. But we also be doing business down there and stuff. And so next thing you know, they show up getting on the bus, and they all got on the bus together. And then they were saying, Lakeisha, Sophia said, Lakeisha, where we going? What hotel room? She said, y'all will find out all that when you get there, when you get there. And then so they kept on driving along. I said, what you mean when we get there? And then Lakeisha said, we almost there. And then Akeisha said, is this where we going? Huh? And then back I look at, said, look at all these woods and bushes and stuff out here. When we going to a plantation, she said, well, yeah. She said, we didn't know you were taking us to a plantation. She said, yeah, I want to take y'all to someplace because we've been arguing super stuff, and I want to take y'all to someplace so maybe we can come together and we can learn about the history of our ancestors and we can come together. They said, oh, okay. And when they got the bus, they had the hostess. She was a light white lady, and she was taking them around and stuff, and she was showing them the main house and the big house, and they were saying, "What rooms everybody gonna be?" She said, "We're gonna figure it out later. We're gonna figure it out later." And then so she took them over there to that church, and she was telling them about that. That was a church that black people could worship in back in the. I said to myself, I don't like when these networks have these white people doing this revisited history. That was not no that originally was not made for black people to have those the which car. That was originally made for the blacks, and she didn't use the word enslaved. That was originally for the black people who worked outside to go and eat. They had to go and eat and live in there, so they would be in a main house where the big people were, and that's why they built that on the side. And I was saying, she gonna try to tell me like the white people built that for them to have a church. That wasn't for them church. That was for them people who worked outside and did the outside work. And they had some of the other ones doing that. And they was just like, man, y'all don't need to tell black people history if you're not gonna tell it right. And then right after that, and I guess it kind of irked me because I had a little rant, but but anyway, uh, uh, and so they got back and went in the room, and then so what you say, this look all right, and then everybody said it's all right, and then a teacher said, well, it's not that bad, it's just smile, and then so Willie said, well, at least the mattress so. I was saying, honey, child, them little bitty beds. I don't know how anybody could squeeze up in them little bitty beds. Them things look like a bed for a kid. But anyway, after I did that, Lakeisha said, well, we're gonna go and have some lunch, and then we're gonna get ready for our brunch. And so they all had their clothes, got ready for their brunch. And she said, and she went to the brunch. They all went to the brunch. Everybody was looking good going to the brunch. And she said, yeah, I brought this brunch down here so we can empower not only women but men. That's why I invited the guy. This is a couples trip. And she told me, yeah, I got entrepreneurs. She had 2 or 3 people up there speaking. There was a doctor and somebody else. And then the lad, they said, well, I gotta give out an award for the person who's doing a whole lot during the community and stuff like that. She gave the award to Cliff. And I was saying, girl, you just gave that award to Cliff because even though Cliff got the business, I don't think Cliff deserved no award. But anyway, Cliff was happy to get the award. And Latrice said, yeah, I'm going to support my man. He do have a lot of business. I'm going to support my man. And he was like, well, thank you, Lakeisha, and thank you, the community and stuff. And they got talking and stuff. And they were saying, yeah, uh, after dinner, they got to talking, and the guys went over to another thing, and the girls went over to the other side, and they were saying, "Yeah, the meeting came out real good. Your meeting came out real good. Lakeisha and everybody liked it and stuff like that." And so she said, "Well, she told you, well, yeah." And the guy said, "Well, I'm glad the ladies decided to invite us into the thing." And she said, yeah. And then so and then so after that, they said, yeah. I'm glad they invited us too. And they were saying, yeah, Willie, we didn't think that you wanted to be in the group with us, man. You didn't think you wanted to come along. And Willie said, yeah, I didn't mind being here. I'm trying to get to know y'all. I'm trying to get to know y'all a little bit, be around and stuff. And then so, what you call Glen told me, yeah. Yeah, but one thing about it, you try to get to know it, we try to get to know you. We didn't think you want to be around us. That's what Cliff said. And then Glenn said, "Yeah, I'm warming up to a little bit more, but you still an eight, boy. You still an eight." And then he said, "I'm still an eight." And then he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, you still kind of you." And then Cliff talking about to me, I'm gonna say a whisper. He said the other word. And then so he said, well, okay, thank y'all. And then so, and then so, and then so, they had a good time. And then so, Selena had showed up, and she said, and so Gucci said, why you show up, Selena? She said, I was invited. I was supposed to be the host. I was invited. I was supposed to be the host. And so she said, well, I got to go. I got to go. She left. And they were saying, why she leave? And they said, I don't know why she left. And then she said, nah, her and JJ both left and stuff. And she was saying, well, Well, I don't know why they left, and then they got to talking, and then Marie said, what you call? I got to talk to you, and she said, what you mean? She said, I was supposed to have a thing at the event, but I didn't have nothing at the event. I didn't have nothing. But what happened to my stuff? And she said, well, Marie, I don't know where you got the people put up. Everybody else they had their stuff put up, and they had their people put up their stuff. Marie said, this is your event. You supposed to make sure my stuff put up. That's all right. That's all right, Lakeisha. And then Lakeisha said, well, after this, we going swimming. And so they all got in the pool and they went swimming and stuff. And they would say, oh, it's a nice pool. Say, put your feet in the water. That's what Sophia was saying. They're so Gucci. And then Akeisha said, well, I'm going to put my foot in the water. Yeah, we can go and have a good time and stuff. And then so it was out in the water. And everybody said, oh, this pool is nice. And then Selena came around the pool. And then so Gucci said, Akeisha, I mean, not Akeisha, Lakeisha, you didn't tell me that Gucci was coming. She said, well, I told you I was going to be inviting Gucci to some of my events and stuff like that. And she said, well, I guess I'm going to have to guess this is my cue to go. And then, Lakeisha said, well, you can't always, try to avoid Selena. You and Selena need to talk. Y'all need to get your issues done because you have kids from JJ and then Sophia is JJ's wife. Y'all need to try to get y'all blended family back together. And she said, well, I don't know if she really want to talk to her. And then Selena said, I have no problem talking to you. You can talk to me. And then Keisha said, y'all sure y'all gonna be able to be out here by yourself without us. So she said, we can do it, we can do it. And they all went in the house and then Keisha was saying, what's going on? And she said, I don't know what's going on. And then she said, well, what do you want to talk about? She said, well, you want to talk about, you start first. And then Selena said, no, you start first. And then well, she said, well, so Gucci, you the one came at me first. You the one came at me first with all that negativity and aggression and stuff like that. So Gucci said, well, I wasn't trying to do that, but me and you both gonna have different. Me and you both gonna tell the story differently. You have your side, I have my side. The show went off. That was 7. And then that was 6. 7 started out with the same thing. And so they kept on going back and forth. And then Selena said, well, I don't know what your problem is with me, Sophia. I don't have no problem with you. She said, the way JJ has been treating me lately and over the years, I don't know what's going on. But I have kids, and my kids want to know their dad, and my kids want to get to know their dad. But my kids are not going to be. She said, I understand, Selena. I have kids. Selena started crying, and she started crying. And then Gucci went over there and hugged Selena. And then they showed a Keisha them in the house, and they were saying, "Ooh, Latrice and Lakeisha, they getting along. Latrice and Marie getting along. Marie over there cooking Latrice a hamburger. She said, well, Latrice said she was hungry, and nobody else wanted to cook no hamburgers, and I was hungry too, so I was cooking hamburgers. And then Lakeisha said, and then Latrice ate the hamburger, and then Latrice cooked you a hamburger. She said, ooh, this is a milestone. This good. Y'all make it up. Y'all make it up. And then she said, Tambria and Marie and already made up. He said, ooh, she said, ooh, I don't know what the ancestors did, but whatever they did, they brought us together and stuff like that. And y'all got to laugh. And then Keisha said, I wonder what's going on with Sophia and Selena. It's very quiet out there. Ain't nobody heard nothing and stuff. She said, well, I hope everything's going all right. And this thing, they walked in the room. And when they walked in the room, they was talking and stuff. And they said, and then Keisha said, well, how did it go? And then Selena said, it went well. It went very good. Oh, well, she said, yeah, well, we hugged. She said, oh, y'all hug. That's a milestone. That's good. We making progress. We making progress. And then Lakeisha said, yeah, Tambria and Latrice and Tambria and Marie made up. And then Latrice and what you call made up. And stuff they cooked each other hamburgers. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. And then so Selena said, ooh, that's good, that's nice. Y'all ain't having to do it. And she said, ooh, let me go. before the men come in, she left out, and the men came in, and the men said, "How did everything go? Did all y'all get all right? Nobody didn't do nothing. Nobody didn't do nothing to each other, didn't hurt each other." And now, Lakeisha said everything was good. She said, Cliff, you will be surprised. Marie cooked Latrice a hamburger. She ate it. And Latrice cooked her a hamburger. She ate it. He said, "Oh, huh? That's what happened." He said, "Oh, well, that's good then. They made it good then." And then Lakeisha said, JJ, you'll be happy too. She said, Selena and Gucci kind of made up. And Selena said, her and Gucci hugged. He said, is that right? Is that right? Sophia, is that right? And then, so Gucci Sophia said, "Yeah, that's right." Said, "What I told you not to even talk to her. I told you don't say nothing to her and stuff like that." And she said, "Well, I was just trying to make things right for the family, for the family. I told you not to do that." JJ got all mad. And then Lakeisha said, "You should be happy about this. You should be happy about this." He said, "No, JJ felt some kind of way about that. Some kind of way about that." And they said, "Well, okay." And he said, tomorrow we got tomorrow we got tomorrow we got one more thing to do in New Orleans before we pack up and leave. And so they went to so they had their next little event. They had their next little event and stuff like that. And so it was like after that they all packed up and they got on the bus and they was getting ready to come back to Jackson, Mississippi. And then when they got back to Jackson, Mississippi, that's when and that's when so Gucci was telling she was running after her daughter down the street. And she was telling her daughter D that how she had a talk with Selena. And she told Mama, you worry about the wrong thing. You trying to fix up everybody else, but you not supporting me. You not supporting your other kids. She said she said that's Selena. Selena don't mean nothing. And she said if you would support me like you doing JJ kids stuff, I wouldn't want to kill myself. I wouldn't want to be in I wouldn't want to try to jump off that bridge. And she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, D. Now I've been trying to fix everybody else's problem and everybody's problems in their family with JJ's family. Not forgetting about my family." She said, "Yeah, see, I'm gonna be here to support you from now on." And she started crying. Then went to the next scene, and then the next scene was next scene was let me pause it for a minute. The next scene was Akeisha and Sophia planning helping this a well a well and helping this training thing. They were supposed to have it outside, but it rained that week, so they have it inside. And they were talking about the with the illness. They were talking about not only are you supposed to have your physical health, but your mental health too. And she had a couple of doctors speak at the event. And I think Tambria came and Latrice came to support Soguchi and stuff like that. And then the next, switch to the next scene. That was okay. To me, that was a filler scene. They switch to the next scene where Latrice went to her Goddess Beauty, the two opening, and she was talking to a new manager, and she was telling him how was asking him how things was going. He told her things was going all right. And then she said, "Well, you know what I plan to do. You know what I want to do." She said, "I want to have people come to the Goddess Link opening. I invited a whole lot of people there, and then I also want them to go to the Taste South opening and stuff." He said, "That's going to be a lot of work to be doing and stuff." She said, "But you the manager, you can handle it." She said, "Well, there's going to be a lot of work." And this thing, Cliff walked in, and Cliff said, "What's going on?" And she and he says, "Well, Latrice trying to have a grand opening for Goddess Links too, and plus she want people to come to the taste event for the South opening." Now I told him that's gonna be a lot of work, and how people gonna do that? He said, and she said, "So after you do all that, you know I told you that I had planned Glen the birthday party, and so all this gonna happen. All this gonna happen after Glen's birthday party." She said, Why you want to have Glenn's birthday party on the same day that I'm having my two events trying to take my shine? That's what she said during the confession. She said, she said the nerve of Cliff for doing that, trying to take my shine. She said in the confession. And then after that, Cliff said, well, you know, she said, well, you can have Glendale's party on another day. And he said, nah, when I promote, my boy is my born. When I promise somebody I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And she said, okay. And he said, well, I told her it's durable, but it's going to be hard. And he said, well, we got it all settled, right? He said, yeah. And then switch to the last scene. And the last scene was Marie graduation. And Maria had told Essie earlier that she ain't going to invite her cousins because, you know, she wanted to invite her family, but her cousins came and what you call introduced her first Essie, and she asked if anybody want to say something. And so one of Essie's cousins that worked for her came up and said something. And, you know, after Essie said her little speech, and then Marie said her little speech, and then everybody was gathered together after the little speech, and they was congratulating Marie on getting a doctorate degree and stuff. And so, Glenn saw JJ over there. So it was Glenn and Aisha and Lateshia, and came. I think Tambria came and like I said, Lakeisha and Glenn. So Lakeisha saw Glenn over there standing in the corner talking to JJ, and she went over there and said, "What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about?" And Glenn said, I was just talking to JJ, and I told JJ that you felt some kind of way about him talking to you about that stuff. She said, yeah, JJ, you was wrong talking to me about that, because we had already settled it back in New Orleans at that brunch, and you were just mad because they made it and stuff like that. And then Sophia said, wait a minute, hold up. JJ got a right to say his opinion. He got a right to say what he want to say. And then the teacher said, that's what I'm talking about. Sophia, you take up for JJ for all this stuff. She said, just because JJ have a problem with Selena, that don't mean I have a problem with Selena. And then the show ended. So that was episode 6 and 7. My next episode is gonna be the reunion and episode 8. This is A. Whistler. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I'm